Welcome back to another episode of Daddy Issues. Today we got Skip, and we're kind of just talking about what you do after a breakup or divorce, kind of how to reshape your life.
Yeah, I think it's real important that you go from a family, a relationship, to get yourself healthy first, right? Because I see a lot of guys, and I did it myself. It's like I jumped into a relationship right away, and all my friends were like,
Oh, did you?
"Dude,
Yeah,
well,
they were
yeah,
probably
you
like,
knew.
that's not the, what are you doing?
Yeah, like what are you doing? You're not ready for this." And
Oh, was that the girl you were hooked on for a while?
you know, who it
Yeah, but
was.
that wasn't right after, was it?
It's pretty close. Wasn't too
You
far.
were, you were
Yeah.
hooked.
So, but you get into that and you think you're healthy and you're not. You just, it's all about, you feel euphoric because you got somebody else that's come into your life. And
Yeah.
so, but I think you forget about all the things that really need to transpire for you to be in a healthy relationship.
Definitely.
It takes a while,
Yeah.
and
Well, because you're essentially losing everything. You're probably pretty depressed. I can only imagine, especially if it came out of nowhere, and you know what I mean, and you just lost everything. So, yeah,
no, I think
I don't know what I did. Me and my
yeah,
ex
you
were.
skateboarded.
I
We both
skated. You're
skated.
right. I was distracted with like skating,
Yeah.
friends. But on the other hand, me and my ex were friends, so we weren't. It wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as like a divorce and we were fighting. We were friends for 2 years until I found another woman, and then we started fighting.
Right.
So that, yeah. So and then it got bad. But
Yeah.
yeah, we weren't fighting in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, my relationship was long. It was, you know what I mean? It was everything.
Yeah.
But it took me, and I think I went and got into those other relationships, shouldn't have, and even she was like, maybe another time, it's not working right now. It's not working for either of us. Timing's everything. And, after I kind of had that first initial relationship that I did care about the girl. And I just started doing my thing, which was I think focusing on me. Like,
Yeah,
you're
well,
not
so I
used
was
to that.
right. I was going to ask you, like, because we've been friends for a long time. When that hit you, when you got divorced, you were pretty depressed.
Oh, yeah.
You were very like down. Me and my boys were like, dude, what do we do?
Right.
And shit, this guy. And so what did you do to like kind of build yourself back up and kind of start over?
I think I got back to me, really, like the stuff that I like to do that I didn't have time to do because of family and relationship obligations. I think I got back into skating, anything that was focused on me, that more into training. Not that I didn't train in the gym before, but anything that I did was pretty therapeutic. Whether it was skating, surfing, going to the gym, reading, writing, those kinds of things. The good thing for me is I had other projects to occupy my time. The comic book and, other, I guess, business dealings and things like that, So it was anything that would, focus back on me.
It's funny. It's like, especially with the business thing, there's a guy Max, who we did an interview with, or he came on the show. Great guy. And he was just talking about, he started like a bunch of LLCs and stuff.
Yeah.
After he's been divorced, and he's kind of built himself back to normal, back to where he needs to be. And now he's just kind of like having fun, traveling, starting LLCs. And yeah, I guess it's more of like keeping yourself distracted. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a redemption story too, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to, even for like my ex-wife, then my ex-girlfriend. This is my redemption story.
You want to prove that to
Absolutely.
them. Yeah.
Because I was in a tough spot in both places and ended up with nothing. But it's like the redemption story is coming full circle.
100%.
And honestly, I'm not going to put it out there other than what I would normally do, but it's coming.
Yeah.
And it's because I focused on myself.
Yeah.
Like nothing else.
Yeah. That's
Well, and my kids, I should say that.
Right. Yeah.
No, and for me, that's kind of been, like I said, I have a kind of relentless, never say die attitude, but it is about redeeming myself, for my family. This is and leaving him a legacy in that.
Oh, absolutely. But what's the other side to that is you just are depressed, sitting on the couch doing nothing.
Right.
You're just going down and down and down. You know what I mean? Like I feel it sucks because when people are depressed and when you're in that situation, you just what do you do? But it's like just keep grinding and just
Right.
keep working because
Yeah.
you're gonna get there if you stick to it.
I would say this: I could be down and out even when I was at my kind of my lowest. I always fucking got out of bed every morning. Always.
Right, dude. Well, I mean, I don't. We've never said this to you, me and Peter and stuff, and Scott Mayonnaise. We were like, we didn't know if you were gonna make it.
Right.
Like we thought you were so depressed. I was like, dude, I don't know if he's gonna fucking get out of bed today. Like this might be the day he's just like fuck it and jumps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's how depressed we thought you were.
Right.
And it's like, that was tough.
Yeah, I couldn't. Like I said, I couldn't stop. But the hardest part I think too was once you're getting divorced, and then you move out, and then you're like, whoa, I'm like in this house all by myself, empty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then it's like you can't just sit there. I had to do stuff.
Well, and when they take the kids from you, now you're paying a bunch of money.
Oh, yeah.
Like you just literally have nothing, and it's like, what? Why the fuck am I even on this earth?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
what's the point of living? Like they just stripped everything from me. So, yeah.
No, it's definitely like I said. It's a process, and you have to continually do something productive every day.
Yep. Yep.
And I had a lot of different things like. Because I'm like the ADHD, ADD poster child, so I have a million ideas all the time, as you know.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So that helped me just keeping my mind active and positive.
Yep, that's very
and waiting
true.
for good things will happen if you are proactive. If you don't do anything, then your life just takes control and you spiral out of control.
Because you're sitting there thinking about it, and then you're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Just mulling in your own shit.
Just have to do positive things every day, no matter what.
Yeah. Yep.
To get through it. In like I said, some of it's therapy, some of it's therapeutic, other things are just mind, stuff to just kind of relax you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, for me, I think the biggest thing I would do is just being physical. Like
skating, right.
Or going to the gym.
Yep.
Like I go to the gym every day.
Yep. Yeah. For me too, it's like definitely skating. But I used to go to the gym.
That's right.
Your boy's just naturally swole. So.
Right.
But no, I never thought therapy was like a thing that worked. But then when I really started talking to other people and expressing my emotions, and it helped me out so much.
Yeah.
It just helps you get it off your chest, and maybe someone will hit you back and give you some advice or give you some positive energy. But that's something that helped me big time.
Yeah, you got to talk about it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would say that's one of the biggest things I would tell somebody else is talk to, especially for guys, talk to somebody. Yeah.
Talk to somebody that's been through it or not been through it. They can give you an interesting perspective. I think that helped me too. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I ever didn't talk about it because I had gone through a lot of stuff as a kid. I lost my dad, and I remember I didn't talk about that for years.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I started to talk about it that I felt better.
Yeah.
I was like angry, this angry kid all through high school. And then it was like I got to college, I matured a little bit, and I'm like, I can talk about this now. And that just, like you said, got it off your chest. That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Is to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's definitely part of therapy. So, and I think for some guys, if you're not comfortable talking to a friend, go see a therapist. Right? Go talk to someone.
Yep.
Everybody has somebody they talk to.
And there's literally nothing embarrassing or anything about that. It's like just go.
Yeah, if you can't talk, and if you don't have any, maybe you have some friends that aren't really good at that stuff. I happen to have a bunch of friends that are willing to talk about everything. But if you need a therapist, you go.
Yeah.
It's like, don't let yourself get emotionally unhealthy.
Yeah, and dude, I was surprised on some of these Facebook groups has thousands and thousands. There's a single dads Facebook group with like over 40,000 dads in it, and I joined it, and I'm just like, holy shit. I never knew like there was this many dads that are looking for help. I mean, they're looking to reach out and find groups and find people to talk to. I just didn't know it was that big, and that was only one group. So it's pretty crazy.
Think about it. I think 80% of marriages now fail.
Yeah, you do have all the stats.
I do. I got the stats. I think 80% fail. So
isn't that wild? What's going to change? Dude, I only think it's getting worse.
Getting worse. There's no question.
But what do you think it is? I think it's people are jumping in. People are having kids like that. They're trying to make it work, and it's never going to work. It's not like it was back in the day.
No, I think that just there's just life's so much more complicated now, right? I mean, just with social media alone, that's ruining relationships. I mean, like, I think that's a huge part of it. And then the other side you have is where we are as a country politically. Like everybody has an opinion, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But people now, you can't have an opinion without somebody getting upset with you.
Right.
So
And essentially, you could lose a job over whatever your opinion is.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you can't agree to disagree anymore because
Yeah.
everybody is wild because the media hypes everything.
Yeah.
And I don't care what topic you're talking about. There's two. They're both diametrically
Right.
opposed.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And you're either right or you're wrong.
Yep.
And if you're wrong, everybody goes crazy.
It's wild.
So
It's
I mean,
wild.
I think that people are being, and I also think that kids are raised differently now. I mean, it's like
100%.
So everybody's entitled, right? So
Yeah.
I'm entitled. Mom and Dad told me I'm the best looking dude in
Right.
6 counties. So I'm entitled to have the best looking girl on the planet.
Yeah.
And it may not be true. Like you're fed a bunch of untruths and everybody's hyping you. And it's kind of bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's tough. I mean, you want to tell your kids they're the best. You want to tell your kids,
Right.
you're awesome. You're the shit. You're the best. You're the best looking. You're the strongest. But you're right. But then when they get into the real world and they're like, oh shit, I'm not.
Well, it's like everybody gets a trophy, right?
Right.
Well,
oh,
not everybody-
I hate that though.
I do too.
I hate
but
that.
a lot of this generation is like, hey, you get a participation award. Well, that doesn't mean you're going to be successful in life. That means you never really worked for anything.
Right.
Maybe you don't deserve that. So I think that just, as far as relationships go, that everybody gets a trophy thing makes people really unrealistic about what they should have in a relationship, who they should have. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of crazy, and I think that there's, the traditional, and I guess as I get older, I get more. I think I get more traditional, but there's a lot of things I think family values that have gone away.
Absolutely.
It's all gone away. Well, and the scary thing is people think I'm nuts, but I think I've gotten. I wouldn't say I used to say I'm spiritual, but I now as I get older, I'm more religious. I realize that there's you got to have consequences, right? There's no consequences for anybody anymore. Back in the day when our parents were kids, it was like whatever church you went to, there was boundaries, there was guidelines, and you kind of stuck to them.
Yeah. See, I'm not religious at all.
But I feel like everybody needs boundaries,
Definitely.
whatever they are.
Definitely.
And the relationships don't have them anymore.
Yep.
It's like you can be dating 6 different people. And the girls always say, it's the guys doing it, which the guys are, but then the girls are too.
Well, you know what's funny? So when I was dating my now wife, she was seeing someone, and then we had just started a relationship, like oh, let's go on a couple dates and blah blah blah. And then I told her, I was like, listen. She's like, oh, so who are you? Are you sleeping with any other women or whatever? I'm like, no, like you're it. I was like, if you want to go sleep with other guys, like cool, I'm out.
Right.
And then she was like, boom, like,
right.
She was like, done. Like I'm with you. Like I want to be with you, and I want because.
Yeah.
But when she heard it from me and me being so young, and she was just like, oh, you're not like those other guys who are just sleeping around, and yeah. So.
And I told her that too. I told her that. I knew.
Oh, about me? Yeah.
I told her that. That was the conversation she and I had when I was at the gym.
Yeah, me and her got in one little thing because of my ex. Yeah, and so I shut down. I was like,
well,
fuck.
I said he's not like that.
Yeah,
and I legit, I honestly told her what you were about, and then she was like, oh, okay,
Yeah, I'm glad she stuck with me. It's been a crazy road. She's been through hell.
I hear you. Well, I mean, like I think that in our next chat we should definitely talk about dating after divorce.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, that's a good one.
I should write a book on that.
Yeah, I think I could write a book about your story on that because I know a lot.
Exactly. So but you see that all the time too. But I don't want to get into that. I'll save that. I'll save that because that could be a really interesting conversation.
Yeah.
We should get a couple other dudes in here to tell their stories.
Dude, I'm sure we got to get Max on here for that one. He would be psyched.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I got some crazy stories, and We can talk about that too. But do's and don'ts and whatever. I'm like the master of don'ts. So I was really good
master
at
of
ignoring
don'ts.
red flags. So I don't
Yeah.
want to do that anymore. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just a matter of back to what we were talking about before. It's a matter of focusing on yourself. And you always see women saying that I'm going to focus on myself. Well, men need to do that too,
Yeah.
right?
I
Particularly after a divorce.
yeah, but just do it. You don't need to post it on social media. I hate when people
Yeah.
post that shit. Like, I just don't get the point of like
I don't think I posted
working on
even one.
myself.
Yeah, I
doing-
hate that
Yeah.
too. But I don't think I ever posted a relationship after my divorce on
Oh,
social
right.
media.
Yeah.
Very, very rare. I might have posted one pic, maybe,
Yeah.
but nothing. It's like I think that's the other thing too. Is like you're gonna jump from 10 different relationships. It's like you see these people on social media. It's like they're in a relationship this week. First of all, they're down in the dumps. Then all of a sudden they
Right.
love somebody,
Yep.
and they're fully in love. And then 3 weeks later they're out.
Fully in
and then
love.
there's another dude
Yeah. Yeah.
or girl,
Oh,
whatever.
it
whatever
happens
is.
all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like I don't know, man. It's like I said, it's a different world that we're navigating, and social media, I think, doesn't help relationships really.
Right. I mean, well, but there's some positive and negatives. But yeah, I think there's probably a lot more negatives when it comes to the the full like society and like where we're headed.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's negative for it, but there are some positives with it too. But
I think it's yeah. I don't know how much positive is in a relationship, but I think it's like for family and friends and stuff, it's great because
Yeah.
it's kind of harmless.
yeah,
But once
once you go outside that bubble, because it's
Yeah.
almost like you're on a dating app. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're seeing old friends. Someone can reach out to you in a second. They have their
Right.
best photo up, and you look at them and they're like, "Oh, damn, they're pretty hot. They're pretty cute." And then you start thinking about it. Then you start
Right.
reacting on it. Yeah,
then
no,
you
it's
think, then you think you have options, like,
Right,
and
exactly.
they're not really options, and you ended up
yeah,
squandering what you had.
yeah.
I think that's a huge part.
Well, yeah,
It's
we'll definitely get into the relationship one next week. I think that'd be pretty cool.
yeah. Well,
But awesome, yeah. I mean, if you take anything away from that, that'd be great. Definitely work on yourself. It's the biggest. I mean, it's the number one thing you have to do when you are in a divorce or a breakup or anything. You're going through anything like that. You gotta, pull up your pants and fucking
find what makes you happy.
yeah.
You have to refine what makes you happy in most instances because you sacrifice
Yeah.
to be in a relationship.
And don't be embarrassed to jump on a dad group or something like that, or reach out to us on daddy issues. It's like to have someone to talk to is huge. So
yeah, absolutely.
awesome. All right. Well, thank you for listening to the pod. We're out.
All right.
Later.